Hi, welcome back to my channel. Before I get into the rest of the video, the rumors are true. I got a new chair. And though I'll always look fondly on all the memories I have with that folding chair I bought at Home Depot, I got a new chair from IKEA. It's what I rest my tuchus on, because my old chair got a new boo. It folded up, then it was gone. So today I sang another chair song. Am I Weird Al? What's going on? Now I can spin. Today I'm going to be talking about someone very public. Someone who was once the face of YouTube. Someone controversial. I have a couple of jokes for the lead into this video, so I'm gonna do all of them. And whichever one you like the best is the one that I like the best too, and I should have just kept that one. Just in time for Halloween, a YouTube zombie has risen from the dead once again to try and terrify us. And also, he made a pretty spooky video. I think that was okay. That's right, in a James Corden in a movie musical-esque move in that everyone expected it and no one really wanted it, Shane Dawson has returned to YouTube. Okay, one more. No, though half of his face is unseen and he's been moving in the shadows, that poltergeist is not the Phantom of the Opera. The Phantom generally doesn't want a lot of attention and uses white to cover his face. That's the acclaimed YouTuber and visionary genius behind such videos as Woman Caught Masturbating in Walmart and Guess the Celebrity Penis, Shane Dawson. So yeah, whichever one you like is the one that I actually used, okay? There's some mature topics covered in this video. I obviously won't be showing anything of the sort, but just so you know, there will be discussions of some problematic stuff. It's been over a year since Shane's last video, nearly a year and a half. And given the size and nature of his audience, I don't think anyone was surprised that his first video back was #1 on trending and got over 1 million views in the first 6 hours. There were fans of Shane rushing back to show their support. There were people rushing in to dislike bomb the video. And there were people, like me, who were just curious to see how Shane Dawson would make his return to YouTube. We've seen many YouTubers return from a controversy, and it never really goes well, mostly because of the severity of the transgression that caused the YouTuber to step away in the first place. We all know how much YouTubers love apology videos. That's a genre in and of itself. They get hella views, and if you apologize and keep trucking along, you can gain a lot of sympathy with your core audience if they believe you really mean it. But the creators who have needed to take a break always come back, to the point that it's almost a tradition. A YouTuber who stays off the site after a controversy is like a dormant cicada, waiting until it's their time and then returning to be loud as hell again. I was wondering if this was going to be him starting clean and saying a quick final apology before moving on to whatever this series was going to be, or if he was just going to do this series and say that his final apology last year was sufficient enough, or what his plan was. There's some spooky footage and some on-screen text as sort of an intro to the series, but the video truly begins with this quote: "The horrors of retirement. These are scarier than any horror movie I can dream up." This is when I knew. I saw the "I miss you" in the intro and I was like, okay, kind of cheeky, kind of F you haters, kind of hey fans, I'm glad to be back. But this quote speaks so much to how Shane thinks, especially in a series that will attempt to terrify you. And he thinks retirement is scarier than that. He thinks not being able to make YouTube videos is scarier than, I don't know, a demon or a ghoul. I just don't know that that's good for his health, mental or spiritual. I'm not afraid of any ghosts, but I would rather be forced to stop making YouTube videos than have an apparition take over my body. Though having a for-real possession occur on camera would be great content. Maybe that's what's in parts 2 and 3. But that quote, combined with the "I miss you" being in the video, and his channel header, and he has new merch to go along with the series, and his monetization has been restored, and he has all this B-roll of what he's been doing during his time off. Some of that was probably filmed once this project was in motion, but some of it was also probably filmed when it happened with the knowledge that it would be used for his eventual return. It really just feels like his return was a foregone conclusion. The first thing he does after a year off due to controversy is a combination house tour, apology, what I've been up to. Shane and his boo moved to Colorado because that's where his partner's parents live. It is kind of funny that after a controversy that involved racist actions, Shane moved from LA, which is about 50% white, to Colorado, which is about 80%. I'm not saying that was the reason. But all of the footage of all the great people he's met looks a lot more like Billy Joel karaoke night than anything else. I also find it funny that during this part of the video, there are constant shifts in the music to match the tone of whatever it is they're saying.
Okay, so this is my kitchen. Oh my god, okay. What do I say? This is random, but this is my new pinata. I love her. She's sweet. She doesn't have a name yet. And she won't die. Like the others. Let's not go that far. That is interesting though, because I didn't think about it, because he started getting a little depressed. I mean, we've been having a lot of fun, but he had a night where he was like a little depressed, and he's just like, and then I realized, I'm like, oh.
It feels kind of like all those YouTubers who make videos for kids and they go, oh my god, you guys, this is so scary. So that the audience knows, oh, I'm supposed to be scared. Can you imagine if I played the Seinfeld theme under the entirety of my video to show that I'm trying to be funny? That would be a great bit.
I went through a weird time where I wanted to leave the internet. I didn't want to be a part of it. I felt like it ruined my life.
Not that I'm unsympathetic. I do think that the internet constantly is picking someone new to be shoved into the routine mill of being widely and resoundingly shat upon. And anyone who's stuck in that cycle would not want to be online. Like the girl in the couch guy video, I'm sure she did not want to be online given the severity of the response to 30 seconds of her life. But I also think Shane is being very selective about who gets agency when. He wanted to leave the internet, but the internet wanted him to leave too. It'd be like saying, well, I didn't want to perform for you anyway, I'm out of here, while the crowd is booing you off stage. And then you get home and you're like, all right, I'm glad I left the show all by myself. And then on the opposite side of that, he said the internet ruined his life. But it's not like one day videos of him in blackface just appeared online. You're going about your day and then you open TikTok and there's a video of you pulling a Jimmy Kimmel or a Jimmy Fallon or a Justin Trudeau or a Julianne Hough. It is very weird that there are so many J names in the list of celebrities who have done blackface. Or a Jane Krakowski, another J name. That would be terrible. But the internet is something you can step away from. To borrow a phrase from Tyler, the Creator, just walk away from the screen. Close your eyes. And that is a little reductive, given the amount of power we give things like Instagram, even though it makes people, especially young people, feel terrible about themselves. But it's a two-way street. You can't give yourself all of the power of the decision to leave while giving the internet all of the power as to why things went bad. In one part of the video, Shane talks about seeing his younger self and all the bad things his younger self did and not feeling connected to that person, like recognizing that that person is you, but you've changed so much, you don't feel like the same person anymore.
I'm very, very, very disconnected from the person that I was in my early 20s. To a point where when I see that person, it makes me feel really sad and sick to my stomach.
And people in the comments were relating to that, and one person in particular said they related to it because of their struggles with addiction. It's wonderful that they were able to find some shared humanity in the dreadfulness of not feeling like the old you and the now you are both you. But they also say, I'm sorry for not sticking by you until recently. Don't be. Not to harp on this, but you don't owe YouTubers anything. People who make YouTube videos have very low self-esteem, but also think very highly of themselves. It's quite the conundrum. You can criticize and kick them to the curb whenever you want. But not me. Be sure to like and subscribe and join my Patreon. No. Your attention and your time are so valuable. So when someone does something kind of fucked, or you find out that someone did something kind of fucked, you can dump them as you please. And if after they return you want to watch them again, by Beauty and the Beast be my guest. But the impetus is on them to get you to come back. Even if you just think, you know, this isn't for me anymore. You don't have to keep watching. This isn't a Game of Thrones house where loyalty is owed because someone made an internet video that you enjoyed. Does that joke make sense? I haven't seen Game of Thrones because of the rave reviews for the last season.
And I feel like I'm so happy it happened. So grateful that I got canceled. Because it really changed my life.
I'm so happy it happened. I'm so grateful. I called my teenage fans sexy all those years ago. And you want to know why? If I hadn't, I wouldn't be living in this beautiful multi-story home in the great state of Colorado. So, thank you, exploited fans. I'm so glad I made a parody song called Douchebag all those years ago, because if I hadn't, I wouldn't be able to drop a surprise video and get
about 5 million
views in the first week. I know that this song is not one of the reasons he left the platform, but it's not good. Please listen.
You're falling for a douchebag, douchebag. D-bag, D-da-bop-bop, D-bag, D-da-bop-bop, D-bag, D-da-bop-bop, D-bag, douchebag.
He makes you massage his feet. His dog sits in the front seat. His farts are never discreet, and he'll always be a tool. If farting in a non-discreet manner makes you a douchebag, lock me up. Take me to jail. I wish the music video for the song still existed somewhere, because from what I remember, it's him holding a pink guitar, dressed in his best Billy Joe Armstrong cosplay, in front of a wall that looks like the album cover for Riot, except it's cardboard and has like D-bag and douchebag spray painted all over it. Yes!
You're falling for a douchebag, douchebag.
I'm so glad it still is out there somewhere. Holy shit.
For a douchebag, douchebag.
D-bag, D-da-bop-bop, D-bag, D-da-bop-bop. That's good. That's good stuff.
It showed me I don't need to be on YouTube all the time. I don't need to be stressed about what's next. I don't need to be trying to think of the next idea, the next whatever, to be happy. Like, I'm happy sitting in this weird dark living room with him, watching candle reviews. Like, that makes me happy.
Ooh, look at me. I'm the ghost who forgot to record this line. Ooh. So if that's what makes you happy, then just do that. Don't make a sudden return to YouTube to put yourself back in the spotlight. Just keep watching those candle reviews. Ooh, I'm a ghost.
It showed me I don't need to be on YouTube all the time. I don't need to be stressed about what's next. I don't need to be trying to think of the next idea, the next whatever, to be happy.
I'm glad he's at a better place in terms of mental health. Even in my tiny little corner of this website, I look at the numbers a lot. Probably more than I should. And I love getting that little dopamine rush when my video is number 1 out of 10, or when someone like Judah leaves a comment. Makes my day. I'm sure that when this is also your source of income, and your social life, and what a majority of your time and energy is spent on, those feelings are only amplified, both the good and the bad. So it's a lot of him talking about how his time off was, what he's learned, giving the house tour, driving through his small little town, and it's only at the end that he gets into what this series is actually going to be about. Things are actually pretty scary around here, and Shane and his crew are on the case. They're like the Scooby-Doo gang, except the mystery machine is a G-Wagon. I do not doubt that Shane will make an interesting piece of content. I'm not going to say docu-series, because this is probably going to be closer to an improvised Blair Witch Project than the Sons of Sam.
And since like the 1980s, there's been 20 plus deaths out there.
So, wait, is that where we're supposed to go?
No, I would not.
But I'm much less sure that this is going to land in the same way that his series did before the pandemic and this most recent bubbling up of his controversies. His last multi-part series was essentially just an advertisement for his collab with Jeffree Star. It was hours upon hours of a very well-shot and edited commercial. With the Jake Paul one, most of the criticism you could levy against it is this is just too much filler. Sure, you could say it was over-sensationalized or get into the ethics of psychoanalyzing somebody without having any training in that field, but come on. It's the internet. If we can't overanalyze people's body language to diagnose them with a mental disorder for clicks, then what can we do? You could definitely file this installment in the too much filler category, given that it's called The Haunting of Shane Dawson, and all of the haunting stuff occurs in the spooky intro and the clips at the end that are previews for the next 2 episodes.
I really don't know what this video is.
You know, I don't either. And somehow, this is one of the better return to YouTube videos I've seen. The fact that both of those things are true truly proves that the bar is in the basement. Shane's spooky, spooky basement. For example, David Dobrik's vlog after his return plays out like any of the 639 that have come before it. If you were out of the loop, you wouldn't be able to tell if he was returning from vacation, or filing paperwork to get a new, less bloody excavator, or if he had been accused of covering up sexual assault. Though you're right, it wouldn't be that first one. Surely David wouldn't go on vacation and not film anything. The process of returning to YouTube after a controversy is something that I don't know that anyone could do well. Again, you have to do something pretty bad to not just make an apology video and move on. I genuinely do believe that people can grow over time and change into better people. I know I have. I just hope, 1, Shane doesn't think people are going to stop clowning on him anytime soon, because let's be honest, that's not going to happen. If you do blackface, I think being made fun of is the lowest social tax you can pay. If you begin a tweet with, "I didn't fuck my cat, I didn't come on my cat," I think jokes about that are fair game forever. And 2, I know he knows that some people aren't going to forgive him, and he's made his peace with that. But I hope he knows that some people just won't want to watch because of the things he did, regardless of whether or not they believe his apology. There are so many people making cool and thoughtful and interesting stuff online, and some people just won't want to watch someone who said the things about children that Shane did. I've been staring at Shane's face for quite a few days now, and I think more than anything, this comeback is another example in a long list of Shane putting himself first. It's a way to refocus the attention back onto himself, and I thought that's what he spent the last year learning not to do.
Kidding, I didn't learn anything.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. I thought of another J name for the list I was talking about at the beginning. Jenna Marbles. She stepped away from YouTube for similar reasons and has not come back. And it's not because no one wants her to, it's because she's realized her desire to perform isn't as important as making the internet a better place. Shane should have done the same. He could have lived a great life without an audience, the kind of life that he says makes him genuinely happy. But his need for attention outweighs his desire to do the right thing. It's a better return to YouTube than most, but that still doesn't mean it's good. But it's still a half-baked, under-thought out video that doesn't super address the past while also saying that he's moved on from it, despite the fact that he's the person who moving on is least crucial to. There's no need for him to keep making stuff other than to fuel his ego. That's it. Alright, back to me in a different shirt. Before I go, this is my impression of how I think the rest of the Shane Dawson series is gonna go. Yeah, that place, it's pretty haunted. No way. Let's go there. Oh, but they're not. They're driving. Okay, guys, we have to go find the ghost that's haunting this place. Emergency brake. Well, we're here. I don't see a ghost. What? It's all dark. It's scary. You hear the spooky music. Oh my god, guys, that was so close. That was so close. But we just missed him. Well, guys, we almost found a ghost. So here's 20 minutes of us sitting in our car talking about how we almost found a ghost. Enjoy! Well, thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Oh my god, guys, that was so close. That was so close. But we just missed them. We'll come back the next day. Drive home. Drive back next day. Scary. It's oh my god. Oh my. The ghost. It's right there. It's right there. Camera looks at it. Nothing. Oh, we almost got it. Or alternate ending. Among Us? Imposter in real life? That'd be a pretty cool new direction for Shane's content to go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I see you in the next one. Bye-bye. What a stupid bit!